Okay, I'm glad that you mentioned that you haven't sat for your exam yet, you're not credentialed, because that's whole different. When you pass your exam, because you're either going to pass it or you're going to fail it.
You want me to get you?
And I failed my first time. So, but anywho, since you're interviewing, you need to let them know to like, okay, now if I pass my exam, what is the rate that you're going to be able to pay me? Because you don't just pass the exam and you become a BCBA. No, you have to actually get credentialed with insurance, and that could take like 3 months depending on which insurance company, or even longer. And when it comes to billing, when you're a BCBA, we have to bill underneath certain codes, right? And then RBTs are billed under something different. So they might have to pay you as an RBT depending on the organization. Because let me give you an example. For my last company, right? I passed my exam. I was ABA therapist, and I was getting paid 32 something an hour. And then once I passed the exam, I became a salary position. And this was a couple years ago, 2 years ago, and he started me at 71. And then once I was fully credentialed, he'd increase my salary to 75. Some companies might not do that, and they might have you bill under RBT because you're not a BCBA technically until you get those credentials and you're credentialed with the insurance companies. But good luck for your exam, and if you're stuck on a concept, buy my resources. That's what they're there for. One more thing you need to ask them. You need to ask them, what is the salary range for the position? So let's say that the salary range is between 75 to 83. Let them know, okay, so the salary is 75 to 83. At which point, like, what is the hierarchy to receiving the highest point? You see what I mean? Because you also need to consider too, you're coming in with prior work experience. If you've been able to work in a clinic, work in a home, and you've been a therapist for a while and you know your stuff, just because you're a BCBA for your first year does not mean you have to start at the 75. Like, no, you sell yourself and your expertise and your exposure to get to where you want to be. The squeaky wheel gets greased.